So now we are going to discuss some important clinical correlates relating to the development of limbs. And a very important, highly important clinical correlate is relating to the drug known as thalidomide. Thalidomide, you know, is a teratogen as well. So the history, a brief history of thalidomide. Thalidomide was a drug that was developed in 1950s by a Western German pharmaceutical company. It was commonly used as a sedative. And after the post-World War, there was a lot of anxiousness, anxiety, and in the pregnant ladies, where there is nausea and vomiting. So this drug used to relieve, it was a sedative. It used to produce calmness in the patient, and it was used to relieve the nausea and vomiting in the pregnant ladies. It was commonly used to treat conditions of cold, flu, nausea, and morning sickness in the pregnant women. But after its usage, a number of cases were reported that the babies born to the females who use these drugs were born with the defects in their limbs. Either they were born stillborn and they had defects in the limbs were not developed fully, there were absence of limbs. So after research on this, the drug was not prescribed to the pregnant women. To date, it is used for the patients who are undergoing the treatment, cancer patient treatment, and in which there is extreme nausea. So it is usually given in the cancer patients and in the HIV and AIDS patients. Nowadays, it is prescribed for those. But for the pregnant ladies, now it is banned to be used in the pregnancies. This drug is the teratogen for the developing fetus, and there was a lot of literature published after that this drug should be banned. The pharmaceutical company should be sued for its consequences. So the babies born to the pregnant ladies in those days after consuming this drug for anti-nausea didn't have, either they had absent limbs, short limbs. So this was resulting in the limb defects. And you should know that studies have shown that 4th and 5th week of intrauterine life is the most sensitive period for the induction of limb defects. Now we are going to study some limb defects, and this drug is important that it resulted in limb defects which were studied then. So what is amelia? A mean absent, melia is for limb. Amelia is a complete absence of limb, when there is no limb, no formation of limb, or no formation of limb. Meromelia is when there is partial absence of limb. Some part is present, some is absent. This is meromelia. Amelia is complete absence. Phocomelia or seal-like limbs. Phocomelia or seal-like limbs are when there is irregularly shaped small bones attached to the trunk, giving an expression of limbs. Phocomelia, this seal-shaped, seal ke flippers ki tarah they look like the flippers of the seal. Micromelia, micro means small, when there is abnormally short or small limbs. So these were the defects that were seen in the limbs after this thalidomide ingestion by the pregnant ladies. Amelia absence, meromelia partial absence, phocomelia or small irregularly shaped bones, seal-like limbs, micromelia abnormally small limbs. Then there were also digital defects, defects in the digits are your fingers and toes. So they can be brachydactyly. Brachydactyly is when the digits are extremely shortened. See, this is the normal digit and these are the short digits in the newborn baby. Polydactyly, when there is an extra digit, formation of extra digit. You have 5 digits in the hand, so there is extra digit. Ectrodactyly, when there is absence of digits. So this is ectrodactyly. Digits, which are the deformities of the digits? The question can come, just enumerate the deformities of the digits. So you just enumerate these deformities. You don't need to enumerate these deformities. These are the deformities of the limbs, and these are the deformities of the digits. So brachydactyly, shortened digits, polydactyly, extra digits, ectrodactyly, absence of a digit. There can be syndactyly. Syndactyly is when there is fusion of the digits. You know, in the normal process, we just saw that there is apoptosis and the fingers, they get separated. But if this apoptosis of the mesenchymal tissue does not take place, then these fingers are joined. And this is known as syndactyly or fusion. And a common feature is seen in cleft hand, lobster hand or cleft hand, and cleft foot or lobster foot. Cleft hand and foot consist of an abnormal cleft between the second and fourth metacarpal bones and soft tissue. The third metacarpal and pharyngeal bones are almost absent. Thumb and the index finger are usually fused, and the fourth and fifth fingers are fused. So there is a cleft. Third finger or the third digit is not formed. So there is a large cleft. This is known as cleft hand or lobster hand. And in the foot, it is known as cleft foot or lobster foot. Transverse limb defects. Transverse limb defects are usually the defects seen after the amniotic band disruptions. And these are the limb defects in which proximal structures are intact, but the structure distal to the transverse plane are partially or completely absent. The defects may be due to disruption of the AER region and signaling. There may be some defect in the signaling, and due to some vascular abnormalities, the vessels are not developed, so the limb doesn't get nutrition and it is not formed. And there can be the common cause of transverse limb defect is your amniotic band syndrome, in which the amniotic tissue, your amnion, it forms band and it forms a constriction, and there is the constriction causes decreased or loss of blood flow to the distal part, and the limb bud then disappears from that end. There is limb amputation. You can see limb amputation. So these are known as transverse limb defects. Marfan syndrome. Marfan syndrome is caused by mutation in the fibrillin gene, and it is located on chromosome 15. Affected individuals are usually long and slender with long thin limbs and long thin face. Occasionally there are defects in the sternum as well. There can be pectus excavatum, carinatum. There is a joint hyperflexibility, dilatation and dissection of the aorta. So these have defects in the fibrillin gene, and they have long limbs, long face, okay, fragile limbs. Osteogenesis imperfecta. Osteogenesis means formation of bones. Imperfecta means imperfect formation of bones. Osteogenesis imperfecta is characterized by shortening, bowing, and hypomineralization of the long bones of the limbs, which usually result in brittle bones and bones bending under the weight, and finally they fracture out. And this is also associated with blue sclera and deformed teeth. This is due to the mutation in the COL1A1 and COL1A2 genes, resulting in defects in the formation of type 1 collagen. Type 1 collagen is defective, so there are defective changes in the connective tissue as well as bones and cartilage. Arthrogryposis. Arthrogryposis is a congenital joint contracture. It involves more than one joint and may be caused by neurological deficits in the motor horn deficiency. There may be myopathies, disformation of the muscles and joints, and there may be tissue deformities as well. So there is abnormalities in the connective tissue, bones, cartilage, muscles, and there is multiple joint contractures. Joints are not fully formed and they are contracted under the weight. This is arthrogryposis. So now we have come to the end of the musculoskeletal system as well as the development of limbs. If you have any questions, any queries, please ask me.